Why do we only remember the negative aspects of a person? He or she might have done so many good things. We never remember the good things. We only judge them on the little wrong things that they've done. And they do the same thing with us. Why is that? Say that again. What was your answer?
Well, it actually was not really an answer. It was just that I said, what did I say? Uh,
You said you take it for granted.
Take it for granted. Take what for? Why? Why? Okay, you take for granted. Why? You take all the good things for granted. Why? Correct. Take the good things for granted, and we don't look at the good things. We only look at the one or two bad things in their personality. All the good things, we just don't see it. And
I
we
think
just,
our
yeah,
brain tends to uh, overemphasize and magnify negative, whether
why?
it's experiences or
Why? That's the question. Huh? Why
But
is it
then,
that we do that automatically?
then you consider yourself superior to the other person. Your own ego comes in its place. It's that that person is less than you.
you are muted.
No, I'm thinking about the answer.
in general, Vivek, negativity is far more potent than positivity, right?
Why? किसने बोला ये?
नहीं महसूस होता है, पता चलता
क्यों?
है.
हाँ, वही तो, क्यों महसूस होता? The ego part, because I believe I'm superior than you. So if I'm superior, I'm better. Okay, that's maybe a reason. I have to think about that. See, it's hard coded in us. For a hunter-gatherer human being, long time ago, right? Thousands and thousands of years ago, we are designed to store the negative more potently. So you're going every day to a place, and picking up berries, let's say, to come back. One day you see a leopard there. What is beneficial for you to remember is the leopard.
So the consequences of the negative far outweighed the consequences of the positive. That's what you're saying.
Isn't it? One wrong move, you're dead. What for berries? No, no, who will pick up the berries? If you're dead, your wife and kids are dead. So it's a human thing. I'm not saying it's a good thing or a bad thing. It's not a human, I would say. It's an animalistic thing that it's coded in us to remember the negatives because it was advantageous to us at that time. So you're always remembering the negatives, the thing that hurt us, so that you can avoid that. But we are not living in stone ages anymore. We are not animals. We don't have to go and hunt and strive and struggle. As a human being, we need to, or we should be able to counter this thing. To say, I will not look at the negatives, I will look at the positives. It's not a good thing to do, or no, I'm not saying that. It's not a good thing or a bad thing. It's a thing that you can do, which other beings cannot do. And the fact that you can do it, and also it's beneficial to you. Side point. And it takes courage to put down your ego and then look at the positives. Because, as you said, I am better than you. It comes in. If you look at the negatives, you also get a sense of satisfaction. I'm better than you, right? You want to be right. You want to hold on to that idea of you being better. Because if you don't feel better, you feel worse, and you don't want to feel worse.
Superiority complex.
Exactly. You want to hold on to that thought, I am better. Because if you don't, I'm not better. You're not happy. I'm better. I'm happy. But that doesn't work for you. Because if you hold on to that negative part of other person, it bugs you. It hurts you. To hold on and to see the negatives is a default thing. It's a weakness now. It was not thousands of years ago. It's a weakness now. Strength is to say no. Difficult. But that's what you are. We are human beings. We can be strong. Strength is to say, no, I will not look at the negatives. It's so easy to look at the negatives. So one wrong thing, Krishna is saying, one wrong thing, they will recount it perpetually.
It's like when obviously you have stayed in the US, you know it, that there anybody you walk around, they'll tell you, hello, how are you? Here, even in the lift, you're standing together, nobody will greet you. And then there they'll say, oh, you're wearing a nice dress, you're carrying a nice purse. It's appreciation, but here they'll just stare and stare at you and they won't say anything.
So,
I mean,
how do you connect this?
no, I meant to say that the negative part is told here without telling, and the good part is never vocal. Like maybe the mindset is here more of competition or jealousy. I mean, it's not 100% right, but just a little bit difference in the uh, culture or that country, like that little. This is what I had felt. Like any Tom, Dick, and Harry will tell you good morning, good afternoon, but it's
Maybe,
not so here.
maybe a cultural thing.
That's what I said, cultural, not exactly connected to this, but just a slight thinky. Uh,
Want
like
to-
people are a little more clearer there. Not all, but that was the difference I had felt when I first went. So I just said that.
Hmm. I think it's a cultural thing rather.
Yeah.
Because you see now, Indians are very helpful.
No, no, yes, they are, but
But they are very brazen on your face. They don't have time. too many people around. Everybody's in the face, so they have to be. Okay, that's a different debate. We can talk about that later. But yeah, this is what Krishna is saying. Next verse, 35.
भयाद्रणादुपरतम् मन्स्यन्ते त्वाम् महारथाः येषाम् च त्वम् बहुमतः भूत्वा यास्यसि लाघवम् भयाद्रणादुपरतम् मन्स्यन्ते त्वाम् महारथाः येषाम् च त्वम् बहुमतः भूत्वा यास्यसि लाघवम्.
The great chariot warriors will think that you have withdrawn from the battle out of fear. And you that were highly esteemed by them will be held lightly. So, wherever there is a rise, there will be a fall. See, this verse will not apply to certain kind of people, you know. What kind of people it doesn't apply?
Those who are sure of themselves, I mean, it doesn't bother them whether what others think about them,
Why are they sure of themselves?
because they know that they are right. That's all.
Why do they think that they are right? Why do they know that they are right?
Because that's their character.
They must be doing something. Why is that their character?
Because they always do the right.
Right, that's what. So they follow their own dharma. Arjuna is not aware of this. He's not grown enough to understand this concept. His grief is sheer confusion caused by emotion. His grief is because the confusion is caused by the emotion, right? So Krishna must have noticed that in him and then faced down the knowledge. Instead of high knowledge, he's giving them this knowledge, right? Dishonor, honor. But then, if a person is, as you said, knows what he's doing is right, this verse doesn't apply to him. Because our lives are revolving around the opinions of others. Our full life is revolving around the opinions of others. What others think about me is more important to us than what we think about ourselves. Why?
Because we are only thinking about others. About
Why?
Because we
Because,
are not confident about our own
right,
duty
because
or
you never spend time to set right your things, the way you function, the way you feel and think. If you do that, it doesn't matter what others think about you. That complex, which is what others think about you, is what complex?
लोग क्या कहेंगे लोकेशना
क्या complex? Terminology क्या है? What kind of complex is this? Superiority or inferiority? Inferiority complex.
inferiority. Yeah, inferiority.
Inferiority complex affects almost everybody. Not almost everybody. And it seems to be more potent than superiority complex.
So means actually inside it is inferiority, but outside you're showing superiority.
But some people may be, may be genuinely having superiority complex. I'm better than you.
And actually, that, that superiority complex is so much pride that the person may be illogical, the person may be uh, like only like individual logic, not that universal logic. Still,
Ah,
because of his confidence, he'll try to prove himself to be correct.
yes, of course. Of course, that's the beauty of a superiority complex. The person may not make any sense.
Absolutely. He may be not
No.
worth anything. He may not have any knowledge, but still he'll prove that he's full of wisdom.
Yes. And it's sometimes helpful to have superiority complex for others, not for you.
But actually, if the person who really understands, that person will not like this person because he knows that core of him.
Yes.
He can sense that. So then he will not, he'll say that it's like to bang your head against the wall. He'll say, just forget it, leave this person alone.
Yes. 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 See,
Because that person keeps on doing kutark, like he'll go on arguing, and that argument is not logical. It's just that he wants to prove himself superior. So if I shut up, automatically he wins the battle.
yes, that's superiority complex, right? We
That's
all
what.
have that.
Yes.
We all have. But mostly inferiority complex, which affects, which has a more potent effect. So, see, we constantly worry about others, what others think, because we have never thought about us, which is a sorry state. If we think about ourselves, what is this? What am I doing is right or wrong? It doesn't matter.
You had said last time that spirituality is not to think about yourself.
So this is assessment. You need to have you need to have some assessment about yourself and the whole process of spirituality is obviously not to think about me, right? The whole process of spirituality is to come to terms to yourself with yourself. It's not giving in to yourself. You have to come in terms with yourself. This is my personality. The moment you settle with your personality, you will grow. We have not settled with our personality, even until now. Growth only happens when you come to an equilibrium. This is me. And I want to change. But we are always unhappy with this is what is me. That is the issue. And hence, we depend on others.
I would put it not depend on others. We would look into others all the time. That what he's thinking, what she's thinking.
About me.
About me.
Yes. So that is, I am dependent on what he thinks about me. If he thinks good, I'm good. If he thinks bad, I'm bad. I may be bad.
Means that tarazu of my good and bad is in his hands.
So we depend on everybody around us. It's not just one person. Everybody who thinks something about us. Auto rickshaw fellow also. We feel bad. What a sorry state to be. Verse 36.
अवाच्यवादांश्च बहून् वदिष्यन्ति तवाहिताः निन्दन्तस्तव सामर्थ्यम् ततो दुःखतरं नु किम् अवाच्यवादांश्च बहून् वदिष्यन्ति तवाहिताः निन्दन्तस्तव सामर्थ्यम् ततो दुःखतरं नु किम्
Avanschavada, unbecoming words. Your enemies will say many unbecoming words, caviling your prowess, your power. What indeed could be more painful than that? Again, see, for a person who is clear in his head about his life and actions, living according to his dharmic ways, he is not worried about anybody else. This above all, to thine own self be true, and it must follow as night the day. Thou canst not be false to any man. This above all, to thine own self be true, and it must follow as night the day, meaning every moment you must follow what you think is right, not what you feel is right. Is there a difference?
Mind and intellect,
Correct.
whatever is driving.
You may feel something is right or wrong, but unless there is a logic and reason behind it, may not be. So what you may feel may be logical also, but it should follow, what you think is right and wrong, if you follow that, you can't not be false to any man, meaning you're not dependent on others. See, for such a person, you cannot dismount him of his stability. He has got this internal stability he has maintained by doing what ought to be done. This verse doesn't apply to him. He's stable within because he's always been doing what he thinks is right and wrong. Not fully, maybe fully, but he's in that struggle to do what he thinks is right and wrong. You cannot dismount him from his stability. You cannot, evil is not dependent on you at all. When you cavil, he will not feel pain. Arjuna will. See, that Swamiji says this story about, is that so? You must have heard. Anybody knows the story? Is that so? Is that so?
Oh, yes,
Mm.
because this too shall pass. So,
What's the story? Is that so?
no, I don't remember the story. I remember this phrase. Please share.
Is that so? There's a Chinese philosopher who used to live in a village, and people used to come and praise him. Sir, you are so great. You are so great. You have done such good karma. You're big blessing for the village. The only answer he used to say, is that so? Is that so? Is not taking a high seat. Oh, is that so? No, no, no. Is that so? Really? He is really judging himself, is it? Oh, is it? And then one day, the minister's daughter gets pregnant with somebody, and then she doesn't want to say who that is before marriage, obviously. And then she comes and tells, "This Swami has done this to me." And then all the villagers come and says, "Hey, what is this? You're such a rascal. You have been in the Dongi Baba. You've been doing all these things, and behind our back, or you doing all these things." And he doesn't say, "I know I didn't do it," and all that. He understands this predicament of this girl and then says, "Is that so?" And then they throw him out of the village. And now the girl, the society is also very stupid. And they say the girl should live with him. There's no proof. I mean, at that time, no DNA evidence and all that. So the girl should live with him. And the girl is feeling so bad because this man has to go to a different village and beg and get the money get the food for her. And then ultimately she says, no, 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 this is, opposition party's ladka hi tha. तो अरे ऑपोजिशन पार्टी, दो दो पार्टी मिल जाएंगे, बड़ा पार्टी हो जाएगा. And then they come back to this guru master and then says, "So sorry, sir, we have totally misunderstood you. We are papis. We will get bad karma. You are such a great person. You should punish us, this and that." Is that so? Is that so? You cannot, try as you might, dismount him because he is stable. Why? He does what ought to be done. Now, the thing is, are we, see, we put now after we listen to this, we put ourselves in a position, now I must do what I need to do. ऐसे कुछ है नहीं. You don't have to. You see what I'm saying? It's not a compulsion that you must do what you have to do. You know why I'm saying this, right? You're not compelled by this verse. You're not compelled by Krishna. You're not compelled by this guru who says, "Is that so?" to do what you ought to do. I am not compelled to do that. No, I will not do it because I heard this.
Sir, it is I mean, because you said so, so I just remembered Swami Vivekanand when he was Narendra, he left his mother and his sisters who were all unmarried. He didn't think that to be his duty and say that he's compelled to do it. I mean, this is what I know a little about it. That is why I just thought he
I do
maybe
not know this.
no. This is what I have read or heard about it. So that was his confusion when he wanted to take on to this path.
Hmm.
Then later on, whatever it is, he must have got to know ki it's okay to leave because sometimes you have to prioritize what you feel or what you think is right.
See, Swamiji did the same thing when he was in a youth. When before he knew that he wanted to pursue spirituality, he got married and he had a kid. Now he left everything and took them to see. Imagine you leave the Swamiji's wife was never married him because he is going to give up everything. She must have married him because he is from a good family and then business,
Yes.
the good lifestyle, right? But
Hmm.
all of a sudden, after marriage, he said, "I'm going. You have to come with me to Chinmaya Ashram." Living on, he's from a millionaire family and he's living like almost like a peon there. And the lady came, Amma came. But he did that, but he took care of them. And after coming back, he took care of his mother. He took care of his father. He took care of his brother. He took care of his friends. So when we read this, we are under an impression behind our back because of authority or whatnot, or logic or whatnot, or we have heard or we have discussed in a group. We are under a feeling that we need to do this. You need to do your duty. No, I don't have to do this. But I understand that the person who is stable has done it. Is the reason he's stable. Now the question is, must I do it or not? Nobody's telling you what to do. Please don't be under this, even the slightest impression that you're told to do this. It will never work. You and I are not told to do this. Please understand. We are not supposed to do this. It's your choice to do or not. The choice is not inclined to do. Please don't. Choice is free. No Gita is telling me to do this. Please, please. I mean, I have to emphasize this because even if there is slightest thing in our head that you need to do it, wrong. You must just understand why you cannot dismount that person. That's it. That's the end of the story. Do not bring yourself in. Just understand why you cannot dismount him from his stability. Just understand that. Why it doesn't affect him. Why it affects Arjuna. Just understand that independently and forget about everybody else. Forget about everybody else, including you. Just understand this concept कि अरे ये क्यों बंदा इतना स्टेबल है क्यों और ये बंदा क्यों नहीं मैं क्यों नहीं स्टेबल नहीं ये बंदा क्यों स्टेबल नहीं है डोंट ब्रिंग योरसेल्फ इन मैं क्यों स्टेबल नहीं हूं नो why is Arjuna not stable? Why is this Chinese philosopher stable? That's it. Difference is dharmic life versus not dharmic life.
Difference is the detachment, right, Vivek? Difference is the detachment, right?
No. Detachment is one. This difference is he is doing what he ought to do according to himself. What he thinks is the right thing to do. Who's that? Oh, I put the company. Okay. So he is doing what he thinks is right.
So then that means that understanding automatically leads to detachment, no?
Obviously, right? Understanding, khali understanding nahi. Understanding and what he, based on his obviously, understanding. Based on his understanding, he feels, he thinks, this is what I need to do. He does, and he's composed. Once I asked one of our, I mean, he just said it. I asked one of my, in academy, there's one old couple who came, who keeps coming, and I asked him, how are you doing? He said, I'm sorted. I thought, what an excellent answer, but whether he's sorted or not, I don't know. But the answer was like, it just blew me. I'm sorted. Oh, wow. What a way to say it. I'm sorted. I'm good. I'm happy. Great. No, I'm sorted.
When we used to ask our guru, how are you? She would not like the idea at all because it is only the body level. She would never ever ask, even if you're calling up on the phone, kaise ho? She would be on fire, like fire in the sense, not that way, but to make us understand that the life is not to ask, how are you, how are you, how are you? Because how are you means I'm asking, how are you? Like, how's your body? How are you feeling? I mean, just I'm telling you because that was she was a self-realized soul, so she never ever asked anybody how they are. Neither did she like that to be asked that how she is.
Verse 37.
हतो वा प्राप्स्यसि स्वर्गम् जित्वा वा भोक्ष्यसे महीम् तस्मादुत्तिष्ठ कौन्तेय युद्धाय कृतनिश्चयः हतो वा प्राप्स्यसि स्वर्गम् जित्वा वा भोक्ष्यसे महीम् तस्मादुत्तिष्ठ कौन्तेय युद्धाय कृतनिश्चयः.
Either slain, see, look at this. Either slain, you will attain heaven. In fighting, if you're slain, you're hurt. Because it's a righteous war, na? Righteous war, you're doing what you ought to do. If you die, you will attain heaven. Or you will be victorious, you will enjoy the earth, obviously, right? Therefore, Uddhishta, O Kaunteya, Kunti Putra, determined to fight. Now, look at the beauty. Previously, in chapter 1, verse 32, Arjuna says, Nakankshe Vijayam Krishna, Nacha Rajyam Sukhani cha. You understand, right? Nakankshe Vijayam Krishna. I don't want victory, Nacha, nor, and Na Rajyam Sukhani cha. The bhogas of the Rajyam. Kim no Rajyena Govinda. I don't want this. Kim bhogai jivite nava. Why live? Why even live? So, I desire not victory, O Krishna, nor kingdom, nor pleasure. Of what avail is kingdom to us, O Govinda? Of what are these enjoyments for? Verse 32, chapter 1. Verse 37, chapter 2. Either slain, you will attain heaven, and you will enjoy the earth. Therefore fight. Arjuna is saying, I don't want victory. I don't want kingdom. Krishna is saying, fight. If you die, you get heaven. If you win, you get enjoyment. Arjuna is saying, I don't want both. You see? What do you see in this? What is the problem? What is the predicament that you find here?
He doesn't know what he wants to do. No?
Precisely. But when was the question asked? 40 verses before. When is the answer given? Next verse. I will conclude.
He's asking, in other words, he's asking him to compare the worldly things or the spiritual things. Is that the thing, the worldly thing and the spiritual?
क्या comparison हो रहा है उधर?
Means the world, he wants him to compare what he'll get in the world or what he will get when he dies, that he will get the heaven.
Compare nahi, he's telling him. See, even if you die, you will go to heaven, which is a good place. If you win, great, you will enjoy the earth. But Arjuna, in the first chapter, he said, I don't want both. I don't want, see, you're saying, Krishna ji, मुझे एप्पल नहीं चाहिए, मुझे ऑरेंज नहीं चाहिए. थोड़ी देर के बाद भगवान कृष्ण बोलते हैं, तू अगर ये करेगा तो एप्पल मिलेगा, ये करेगा तो ऑरेंज मिलेगा. अरे मुझे एप्पल और ऑरेंज नहीं चाहिए, तो ये कर ऑरेंज मिलेगा, ये कर एप्पल मिलेगा.
But here, in other words, he is telling him about the superiority of getting spiritual life, no? He is pointing to that also, no?
He is. But see, you were saying, I don't want to go to Lonavala, I don't want to go to Bombay. I'm telling you, this you do, you go to Lonavala, this you do, you go to Bombay. ये क्या आंसर है? You see what I'm saying? What Krishna is doing here. See, we'll read verse 38 also.
Sukha dukkhe same kritva labhalabhau jaya jayau tato yuddhaya yujyasva naivam papamavapsyasi. Sukha dukkhe same kritva लाभालाभौ जयाजयौ ततो युद्धाय युज्यस्व नैवं पापमवाप्स्यसि.
Treating alike pleasure and pain, gain and loss, victory and defeat, then get ready for battle, thus you will not incur sin. Previously, again, from chapter 1, verse 36 to 39, Arjuna was saying how he will incur sin by doing battle. You remember? ये किया तो ये होगा, ये ancestors को ये होगा, women will be like this and that. He was giving all his logic. That fighting is incurring sin. Now Krishna is saying, you fight, victory or defeat, you will not incur sin. See, this Krishna heard what is said in verse 36 to 39, and previously also verse especially 32. Right? I don't want this, I don't want that. But he did not choose to answer it at that time. This is again psychology. When a person is arguing, when a person is giving you reasons for his idea of what is right or what is wrong, you don't counter them at that time. If you say, if Krishna has given the same reason there, no, you will not incur sin, Arjuna will counter question that. How do you know? What is the reason? But I think you will incur sin. But Krishna, isn't this? Because if I'm killing my own innocent Bhishma or Drona, I will incur sin. He will counter question. And that counter questioning will go somewhere else. He'll counter argue. You don't give the answer right away based on what is the question. His logic did not make any sense. For a senseless logic, don't give sensible answer right away. Because he is thinking in that level. He cannot attune to that level and then understand a broader picture. Because when he gives a reasoning, he wants to hold on to that reasoning because his reasoning protects him because he doesn't want to fight. He doesn't want to kill. And that reasoning supports his idea of not killing. You don't counter question that reasoning right away. Then he will be listless. No, he will defend that. You understand what I'm saying? Who doesn't understand? Everybody understood. Yes or no?
Sir, repeat it, no?
See, when Arjuna is giving some reasoning about why he should not fight the war, he is giving, say, this will lead to this, will lead to this, which you and I can see it bogus. Though my beak is pointed, their beak is round. Is there any reason to be drowned? The chicken is saying. That's not a reason, obviously. But bro, that is not the logic. The chicken will drown. Just because I have a pointed no. So Arjuna is giving that reason. Krishna chose not to counter that at that time. Because he will counter argue Arjuna. And that counter argue is, you will not listen to Krishna at all. You're challenging. Do not counter argue at that time. Just sit down and listen. When there is an opportunity, later on you tell them, this was the reason I said this. Then they'll understand. But you want to win the argument or you want to prove yourself right at that same time. You and I, we don't understand human psychology. That's not the time. Krishna understands. That's not the time to give him, you will not incur sin. What is the definition of sin? No, just listen. Bring it back. Now explain. Apples and oranges are the only choices you have. You may say, I don't want both. That's the only choice you have. Now Arjuna is listening. Because when you give a reason, when somebody gives a reason which is false reason, you and I want to hold on to that reason because that reason keeps us safe. Because for us, safety, for Arjuna, safety is not fighting.
Yeah, he wants to defend what he wants to do.
He's emotional. He's not intellectual clarity nahi hai. He's emotional. That emotion is telling him don't kill. So he gives some reason to it. He wants to hold on to that reason because if somebody says kill, what do we do? I cannot lose that. Krishna understands this and he doesn't counter him in chapter 1. He brings it up at verse 40 almost. After 40 verses, he says, hey, you get apple, you get orange. Fight. Victory, defeat, doesn't matter. And sin की बात कर रहा था ना तू तब. Sin तो है ही नहीं. तुझे मालूम ही नहीं what sin is. कुछ भी कर. See, what is he saying here? Very interesting. He says, there is a condition for not incurring sin. What is the condition? Treating alike pleasure and pain, gain and loss, victory and defeat. Then get ready and join the battle. Condition is this. Now, just because you're fighting, I cannot say you will not incur sin. Sin यानी what? Sin यानी what? Papam means what?
Something doing wrong. Doing wrong.
Doing wrong means what? Here, philosophically, sin means what? What is sin?
Negative?
What is negative? In philosophical parlance. What is papam?
It's pain.
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 Pain is sin. Agitation. Sin is result of action, not action. Because how will you define it? Something comes and bites you back, agitates you, it's sin. So, if you perform without an eye on the result, you will not incur sin. You will not feel agitated.
Wait, repeat that. I didn't get that. If you act without an eye on the fruit.
Result. Result is what? Treating alike pleasure and pain, gain and loss, victory and defeat. So he must act. It's as good as a good definition of act selflessly without yourself in it. मुझे क्या आने वाला है, मुझे क्या होने वाला है, दोनों का नहीं है इसमें. There is no thought of me. Meaning what? This is the start of definition of karma yoga. Here he is getting into that. Do what you ought to do.
So you're saying being selfish is sin?
Obviously, selfishness brings agitation. Being unselfish is punya. You're unselfish, you're happy. See, which also have a karmic consequences. That is different. But we are talking about mental state. Good actions will give you good karma. Bad actions will give you bad karma. That's a different thing. But good actions will make sure that you are happy. Self-centered actions will make sure you are unhappy.
It's a very strong word for being selfish, no?
Selfish in the sense, mera kya?
Correct. With keeping yourself at the center. Then we're all sinning all the time.
That's why we are all agitated all the time. See, sin can be defined further. I'm defining it here as this. We are agitated all the time. That means we are self-centered all the time. मेरा क्या मेरा क्या मेरा क्या मैं क्यों नहीं ऐसा हूं मैं क्यों नहीं कर सकता क्यों मुझे ऐसे हो रहा है मेरे बारे में क्या सोच रहे हैं
Man, I'm the biggest papi. I'll go mute. Just calling it sin, Vivek, it's puts a different light. First, I thought I'm just selfish. Now you're calling it sin.
See, that's what now. Uh, that's what. This is one definition. You can further define sin as self-centered activity at the expense of others. That's more. See, what we have given selfish activity is the highest definition. A grosser definition is self-centered activity at the expense of others. That's a little grosser. A subtler definition is self-centeredness is sin. But you know what? The moment I'm self-centered, it's always at the expense of others. Most of the time. Unless I'm sitting in my room and wallowing in my pity. Okay, that's different. But if I choose myself, always at the expense of others. So I told you, right? I had a couple of aunties when we were kids, right, growing up, and we used to all sit together in our grandmother's mom's house. All the kids used to sit, and one auntie particularly, she used to come, and all the kids are there. Her kids are also there. First, she will go and serve that kid, her kid. वो कहीं भी रहने दे वो ये कोने में रहने दे बीच में रहने दे but I used to feel so bad that my mom never served me first. She used to serve other kids first. I used to feel bad my mom doesn't love me and all that. That auntie I know now. So agitated. My. So if she's serving, see, she could not even bear to imagine what I am feeling in my head as a little kid. So if she is serving her kid at the expense of me, right? So directly or indirectly, if I'm selfish, it's always at the expense of others. See, I'm depressed, right? I'm thinking of myself. My parents are all unhappy. Why is my kid depressed? Because we live in a society. If I'm selfish, I'm bound to make somebody unhappy at the expense of others. So, Krishna, I don't know. Man is out of the league. You know what? I don't know. I cannot say I've read all the different religions and all the different scriptures. Maybe somebody explains life like this. I hope. What is this? Treating alike pleasure and pain, gain and loss, victory and defeat. Then get ready for battle. You will not incur sin, he is saying. पाप नहीं आएगा आपको. ठीक है, any questions?
No, this angle was very helpful, Vivek.
So, a couple of points, if we can remember, is one point maybe is why is Arjuna affected by profit and loss, gain, honor and dishonor, and why is that Chinese philosopher not affected? If we can take that point home and not bring ourselves in, just understand that concept as it is, dig a little deep, do some writing and think, why is this person not affected? Why is this person affected? That's it. Just think. Do not bring yourself in, do not bring others in. Just this individual people. If we can do that,
The
Homework for the 26th.
sorry.
Homework for the 26th.
Yes. Yes. I will, because this time Swamiji is okay now. He has pneumonia. Last time what happened, they waited for 2 days until they admitted to hospital and he was quite not good. Now, the first sign of fever at 2 o'clock, they just checked his fever. He was like quite hot. Immediately within half an hour, they took him to Ruby Hall Hospital and put him in ICU. So now he's good. So maybe next Sunday we can have a physical class, right? Which is on 26th. Yes.
So I just have a quick follow-up question, Vivek.
Yeah.
So all my agitation is because I'm thinking about myself. Okay, this is Eureka, which means I should stop thinking about myself to stop the agitation.
Yes. You must drop thinking about yourself and vouchsafe your personality and give as much importance as to a stranger. No more, no less.
Couldn't, matlab, even can, like internally, you can prepare yourself with the bhav of surrender.
What are we, first of all? What? Like, who are we? We don't even matter.
If I stop thinking about myself, तो husband पे गुस्सा कैसे होंगे? Vivek, what are you saying, man? You're questioning my existence. I don't know what to do.
I know, my wife will agree with you.
Seriously, then there is nothing to. Then there is nothing. Then I just exist. I'm just a mass. If I don't think about myself, how will I
It
be
is,
angry
it
at
is
him?
the free will and to control your emotions.
Huh?
Free will and to control your emotions.
Yeah.
This is very helpful.
But see now, but look at that.
Agitation
Look
is.
at that state of mind if I can't think about myself. You see, I'm expressing it so that maybe non-verbally I can explain that.
It's
I'm
an
in
eye opener. It's an eye
like,
opener.
what? Oh my God. You're at peace at last. For 5 minutes. I would give anything for that 5 minutes. Oh my God.
So it is thoughtlessness.
Yes, I have no issues with you. Because I'm no big deal, man. What is this? I'm nothing. You know what? The other day I saw a amazing video. They took a wood and then they took a microscope and then went inside the structure of wood. You see now, it cracks. They went inside, cracks. And then now you can't go inside more because you can't use light, because you go deeper, you need electron microscope, which reflects off the molecules. You need something to reflect to see now. White light will go through it. It will not reflect. So you cannot see. So they use the electron microscope now. They zoomed in. They zoomed in. They zoomed in. And you can actually see like dot, 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 tightly bound. What? What are the dots? Round, round things you could see. What are those?
Atoms.
Atoms. That wood, if you go inside, atoms. You put your hand there, go inside. What do you see?
Cells.
Huh?
Cells.
Go inside. Go inside. Go inside the DNA. What do you see?
Mitochondria.
और जाओ माइटोकॉन्ड्रिया के अंदर डीएनए, और क्या है? और जाओ अंदर, क्या मिलेगा आपको?
Even more tiny, na? Microorganisms.
What? At the end, what do you see?
The core, the nucleus.
Which is what?
Consciousness.
अरे
Your
बाबा.
Essence. The
Huh?
essence. The essence, the core.
What? नहीं बाबा. What do you see on an electron microscope? When you go deep inside the body, what do you see? Electron microscope. What did you see in the wood?
Atoms.
Atom.
What do you see in the body?
Atoms.
Consciousness.
अरे consciousness you can't see, Ashaji. Same atoms you will see. Round things. Round things. You take a piece of air that is here right now, you go deep inside, you'll find some molecules, you go deep inside, you'll see round things.
Protons, neutrons,
Go
electrons.
round atoms you'll see. What big deal you're making of yourself? We don't even exist. If I say that, what's the difference? That fascinated me. It's like fascination. What is this? It's the same thing. It's no different, right? Wood is carbon, body is carbon. What's the difference? What's the big deal about me? I'm no special. What speciality do I have? Please tell me, what is special in me? Nothing. Nothing special. What a big deal I take care of myself. Oh, what a big deal I keep thinking about myself. तू कौन है? कोई नहीं है तू. Nobody. In the grand scheme of things, you don't exist. Like a bacteria has no importance. Human being has no importance in the grand scheme of things.
I saw this movie, Vivek, where it said that, we eat plants for food, and then when we die, we become their food. तो आप उसी मिट्टी में मिल जाते हो, और उसी मिट्टी से आपको पोषण मिलता है, और आप भी उसी मिट्टी. It was such a it's such a humbling thought.
Yeah. Crazy, man. You eat plants, plant eats you.
Yeah.
Yeah, like how they say, पेट से खेत, खेत से पेट.
पेट से पेट. So, what is the big deal about me that I need to think? You know what? Everybody is getting that. I don't have it. अरे क्या? Like, big deal, man. Big deal. So, yes.
This is good. Then I'm not angry anymore. Nothing to be angry, Vivek. Nothing to think.
Nothing to angry. Nothing to be angry.
Mindfulness.
Yes, that's mindfulness.
No, these classes are a great reality check, Vivek. I think we get so caught up in that samsara that Swamiji used to talk about, right? Naturally caught up samsara.
True.
These classes are a great sort of anchoring practice in a way, right?
Yes.
They
It's
remind you.
Vairagya and Sansara.
Yeah, I'm very far from Vairagya. I can't tell you. But
ठीक है. Then we will decide in 1 or 2 days where is the venue and all that. Let me know. ॐ पूर्णमदं पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्छते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ॐ शान्ति
Shanti, Shanti.
We'll meet next time.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Hari Om.